welcome back. You've got a solid 400-point rally on the Sensex now. About Nifty trading out 119 points in the green. So 3% gains on both these indices. Off the day's high, about 200 points off the day high on the Sensex and about 110 points off the day high on the Nifty, but still looking very solid, going strong. Advances on your screen, BSE 500 advances at about 93%. Has anything changed to the volume movers? Well, the same momentum movers are on the screen. You've got IFCI, which is going strong. RNRL, IndusInd Bank, volumes on that stock today, this morning, looking very good. There's been a big block deal, large block deal on IndusInd Bank. Nagarjuna Fertilizer, Reliance Power is looking good now. Reliance Petroleum is looking good. Yesterday's IPO, yesterday's listing, which actually completely sank. First winner, the textile company, is trading about 12.5% in the green. About 4.5 million odd shares have been traded on that new listing. Mysore Cements has come off about 7% from the day's highest point, but it's still about 13.5% in the green territory. So it's a strong looking market. Advanced decline, very, very heartening. Let's focus in on the earnings season, which is just around the corner. Infosys kicks off the numbers a day after tomorrow. To discuss that particular aspect, we've got Harindra Kumar with us. He's head of research at Centrum Broking, joining us now. Harindra, morning. Thanks for being with us. Prashant here. What's your broad expectation for Infosys day after?
See, we are expecting a 7% Q-on-Q growth in the sales, but the annual numbers are going to be higher at around 29%. But the bottom line is going to be flat, or a little lower by around 1%. So which was in line with what was forecasted, or for that matter, the guidance given by the company. So largely a flat quarter for Infosys.
Do you expect any surprises on the guidance front, Harindra?
Clearly, the whole market or the street is looking forward for a surprise guidance. I think after a subdued second quarter, I think they're going to revise it upwards, and we see, significant improvement in numbers for the year end. And I think they're going to start, introducing numbers as separate vertical for software as a service, where the pricing moves away from a per person model to more on product based or service offerings. So this could be a little uptake, and probably I think. Most IT companies will go in for acquisitions, and I think if that comes through, I think there will be significant revision in numbers going forward.
Harindra, morning. Namrata also joining in. For the broader Sensex earnings, you're sticking to a 980 on the EPS. Just talk about the direction of earnings growth from here on, and post Q1, is this target likely to go lower?
See, this target is, has been cut off from, what we were expecting, around 22% growth for the Sensex earnings. We brought it down to around 15%, largely because of the margin pressures. What we are seeing here is, that though the order books of most companies is strong, the execution is tapering off, and that started somewhere around May, and I think that impact is likely to be felt around this quarter. So clearly we'll see some pressure on the capital goods side, and cement prices have remained similar, and banking is a big hole where I think little clarity is needed on how the numbers are going to pan out. So I think to be on the conservative side here is safer, and if the numbers are a little better, markets may react positively there.
In terms of sectors, let's talk about some of the favorites that you have on the list. IT and banking, we've already spoken about, but where would you see positive surprises this quarter?
See, I think rather than positive, I think if they do better than the negatives that has been factored in, that should be okay. So I think maybe a cement for that matter, because people have factored in a lot of degrowth. The capital goods, for that sector, because the PD rating has been very sharp. If an uptake in IIP, or as well as some of the numbers that they post is going to be better, I think the prices could look up from here on.
Harindra, pharmaceuticals, do you think, contrary to the widely held view that pharma may actually outperform, it might turn the other way, because the currency depreciation has surprised a lot of these companies who hedged currencies at much higher levels. Now, the currency has fallen quite a bit. Do you think Ranbaxy and some of these second-rung companies might actually disappoint in terms of numbers?
Actually, second-hand companies have anyway, come off very sharply from their highs and trade at attractive multiples. So there are two plays here. One is the export, that is largely for the large players, be a Sun Pharma, Ranbaxy, or a Dr. Reddy's. and the other is the domestic market space, which is growing very attractively around 10 to 12%, and some of the players who grow higher than industry. So they are largely insulated from the rupee as well, and they are benefiting from a stronger domestic growth. Rupee per se adds, and this sector plays off as a defensive in volatile times. So I think in the mid cap and the slower space, the prices have come up sharply, so we have a risk reward benefit there. And the larger ones, yes, there could be surprises, but I think rupee largely benefits because they've been a little passive in the last quarter. So maybe no aggressive bets on the forex side this time.
What about energy, ONGC and Reliance Industries in particular?
See, I think they're going to report good numbers, especially because the crude has remained high and gross refinery margins have remained high, and that should support the Sensex. And I think we are seeing this playing out in today's market as well.
How would you look at the auto pack, and how would you discriminate between four-wheelers and two-wheelers, the pressures of rate as well as high crude?
See, clearly we're going to see margin impact, steel prices as well as, crude prices having an impact on the, profitability of these companies. Sales will grow very marginally by around 7%, but EBITDA margins are going to come out sharply. But what we have to look here is that they're trading at around, 5-6 multiples forward earnings. And our macro view is that 6-month lull probably, and probably in the later half of the financial year you could see things improving. If you keep over a longer term in perspective, maybe this is the opportunity where you're getting low multiples.